Have you ever thought about what it is that really motivates us? This question has been studied throughout history, and if you've ever had this question before, I think it's about time that you meet Abraham Maslow. He, being the 10th most quoted psychologist of the 20th century, is an excellent person to consider when looking into this question. Abraham Maslow was born in 1909 in Brooklyn, New York, and earned his PhD at age 25 working under Harry Harlow in 1934. He was later mentored by Alfred Adler, but also developed a good relationship with Max Wertheimer, who was a Gestalt psychologist. He also became good friends with Ruth Benedict, an anthropologist. These people had a great influence on Maslow's theories on motivation. And, like all these other people, he enjoyed studying people. But Maslow was a little bit different. He is known for his work in humanistic psychology and is well known for making it a formal branch of psychology. These humanistic psychologists believed in the good of human beings and focused on their values and motives. Of his work, Maslow said, "It's as if Freud supplied us the sick half of psychology, and we must now fill it out with the healthy half." Maslow's work led him to write a paper called A Theory of Human Motivation in 1943, uncovering his work known as the Hierarchy of Needs. Maslow studied the motivations of, as he said, exemplary people, as well as the healthiest 1% of college students. He originally proposed 5 elements of needs, being physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Physiological needs simply are food, like pizza, and water. Safety needs just being shelter and protection. Love and belonging needs being our relationships with others. Esteem needs being a sense of achievement in one's life. And self-actualization being fulfilling your highest potential. The first 4 needs are what Maslow considers deficiency needs. The lack of these needs is what constitutes deficiency motivation, which leads us to have these needs fulfilled. Being motivation is what Maslow considered to be the highest level of motivation and is the desire to fulfill one's highest potential. So, how do we actually achieve self-actualization? Maslow said that as one stage of the hierarchy is satisfied, new needs will arise. And as we meet our deficiency needs, we can achieve self-actualization. Abraham Maslow himself mentioned a few self-actualizers in life, like Einstein, Mother Teresa, and Abraham Lincoln. He believed these self-actualizers were driven by being motivation, also known as meta-motivation, which is again, rather than seeking fulfillment of basic needs, they are driven to fulfill their full potential. Though Maslow's theory has been used in everything from business to addiction recovery, it is useful to discuss a few critiques from others. Waba and Birdwell found in their studies that though there is evidence for human needs, there is little evidence for hierarchical order. That is, that there is an actual order to our needs. Hofstede said, the hierarchy is based on Western ideology and doesn't account for the world's different cultural needs. Chionsky and Gambrell said it is too simple and doesn't account for societal needs in particular times, pointing out times such as recession or war. Tay and Diner said that the ranking of needs varies across age groups, so that the needs of old people are not the same as the younger generations. But Maslow did clue in on many of these things during his lifetime. He stated, "So far, our theoretical discussion may have given the impression that these 5 sets of needs are somehow in a stepwise, all or none relationships to each other. We have spoken in such terms as the following: if one need is satisfied, then another emerges. This statement might have given the false impression that a need must be satisfied 100% before the next need emerges. In actual fact, most members of our society who are normal are partially satisfied in all their basic needs and partially unsatisfied in all their basic needs at the same time. For instance, if I may assign arbitrary figures for the sake of illustration, it is as if the average citizen is satisfied perhaps 85% in his physiological needs, 70% in his safety needs, 50% in his love needs, 40% in his self-esteem needs, and 10% in his self-actualization needs. He also stated, "We have spoken so far as if this hierarchy was a fixed order, but actually it is not nearly as rigid as we may implied. It is true that most of the people with whom we have worked have seemed to have these basic needs in about the order that has been indicated. However, there have been a number of exceptions." So, now it's up to you. What do you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Feel free to comment below. Hope you have enjoyed learning today.